Hi guys, welcome back to AMMA SAT. So this is our episode 11. Before we go to the topic, I just want to say that again. You can download AMMA SAT app on your iPad, or you can just use the web app on your laptop or your desktop by clicking this button over here. So we're going to click drills and get to the topic that we're going to talk about today. So the next topic is probability and sampling. So we're going to focus on probability more in this tutorial. All right, let's get started and let's get to this problem. A bag contains 5 red marbles, 3 blue marbles, and 2 green. If one marble is selected at random, the question asks you, what is the probability that is not blue? Okay, so let's put it hard if we haven't learned anything about probability. So I just want to go back to the chapter of the textbook to walk you guys through some of the basics. Of the ball with different colors from a bag problem, we're going to look at this basic probability. A bag contains 6 red, 4 blue, and 10 green marbles. What is the probability of drawing a blue marble? All right, so it's going to be the 4 marbles divided by the total number of the balls in the bag. And it's pretty common sense, right? If you have all of the balls in a bag and you reach your hand out into the bag and pick a ball outside randomly, you might have 4 chances out of 20 to pick the blue ball out because you have 4 blue balls, right? That's the first thing that you want to learn. We're going to just go through this part pretty quickly. Sometimes you have some distractions there. They're going to tell you that another 100 bag with 7 different colors of balls, and then what is the chance of you getting the blue ball from your bag? Does that affect your bag? No, they don't affect your bag because your bag is a contained environment, right? So the parameters actually are set up, so the probability of you getting a blue ball from your bag isn't going to be changed if you put another 100 bags with randomly different numbers of balls of different colors. It won't change anything. So that's going to be the same thing if you say that you have 200 students and some students chose pizza, some students chose tacos, and some students chose salad. And then among the 80 students who chose pizza, so that's your bag, the 80 students, there are 30 freshmen. And then the probability of a randomly selected pizza student is a freshman. It should be 30 over 80. It's not 30 over 100 because the condition is that you already know it's a pizza student. If it says the probability of a randomly selected student, not a pizza student, then the probability is 30 over 200. See the difference? And then we're going to take a look at the complementary probability. This one over here. We're going to skip this one a little bit because I think it's pretty much repetitive of the last paragraph. And then complementary probability. So see, if there is 30% chance of rain, then there is a 70% of chance that it does not rain, right? So see, these are 2 complementary probabilities. Back to the blue ball problem, you have the 4 over 20 chance to get the blue ball out of the bag. Then what is the chance of not getting the blue ball out? It's 1 minus 4 over 20, right? So we're going to use this formula over here. And this formula is going to be the key for us to solve the problem that we were looking at. You have the bag and then you have these marbles. It doesn't matter, marbles, cats, balls, they're the same. Math is the same. So not blue. So we know that the blue, if it's asking us, we have to be very careful. If it's asking us, what is the chance? What is the probability of picking up a blue marble? Then it's going to be 3 over the sum of all of the balls, 3 over 10, right? Now it should be the complementary probability. It should be 1 minus 3 over 10. And then that's going to be 7 over 10. That's going to be, the answer is going to be B, right? So once you're really familiar with the basics, you can solve such problems in a very fast manner. But when you take the real SAT test, they're going to put a lot of words. These are only going to be your distractions. You have to be able to see the key info of the problem, what it is asking for, and what are the numbers that the problem provides you with, right? So for example, we can fathom this problem up in a very fancy way. We can say, in the year of 1963, there's a school called Frog Creek around the forest in the countryside of Pennsylvania. Tom to play a magic game with his classmates, during which he'd bring up a bag with marbles of different colors. And then you have 5 red marbles and then stuff. And then this is how Tom is going to play with the marbles. And then it asks you, what is the probability that Tom is not going to pick blue marble? And then the question actually is the same, but the problem adds a lot more words on the top of that. So you have to see through the trick and see the real thing of the problem, the number and the question. That's pretty much for today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.